Hey everybody, it's Andrew. And I'm sure you know by now that seeing my face at the beginning of the episode means we probably had some technical difficulties. This episode, episode 8, where we draft our favorite Star Wars characters, is hopefully the last one where we encounter these specific technical difficulties. I'm going to knock on wood there just to be safe. But you're going to hear the ad read, you're going to see the intro video, and you'll hear us, but you won't see us. And as I mentioned, this should be the last time where we encounter these specific issues. And we thank you for being patient with us as we figure this thing out 3 months down the road. This episode of the Quad Squad Pod is sponsored by The Ballad of Bonaduke by R.T. Slaywood, a dark urban fantasy available exclusively on Kindle Vella. Visit our link tree or the description of this episode of the podcast for more information on how to begin reading today. Now let's start the show. Everybody, it's a new week. New episode. All 4 of your favorite podcast hosts are here. And if we're not your 4 favorite, you're still listening. So I guess we win either way. We're very excited again. I'm still reeling from trying to draft a Marvel character in the DC draft. And I just want to come out before we even begin and say I am embarrassed, and knowing what it's like to be Aaron, just in that one moment, just for
Fuck you, Andrew.
Was that 12 seconds?
It's so shit. If you guys are familiar with the movie Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, there's a scene when Ace Ventura is crying in the shower, and he puts his clothes in a barrel and burns them, and he's in the fetal position and he's crying in the shower. I did that after last week's episode. That's how ashamed I was of my performance. So I just wanted to apologize first and foremost. And on a much less somber note, we wanted to kick it over to Pauly so everybody can hear about a very exciting new piece of merch that could be in the works.
Hello, everybody. So as mentioned last week and wanted to get it in the beginning again, we have our merch store up on Redbubble. It is in our link tree on all social media platforms, as well as the podcast, wherever you may be listening to it. It is in the description there. We have 5 designs currently. We have the regular Quad Squad Pod design. We have the animated one done by our really good friend Sun. And then we have the Fuck You Andrew tally, which is a must-have. And then there is the 2 old men saying, "That is my jam," and based to the Quad Squad Pod, because that's just how we roll. The new one coming is Curmudgeon Aaron in all forms, and that will be specifically just shower curtain. Nothing else. If you want that, you're going to have to get the shower curtain. But again, that's
and who
Redbubble.
would want a shower curtain with nothing but my face on it?
Anyone who wants to be comfortable while they take a shower.
I am getting
Fuck
one of
you,
those.
Andrew.
I'm sorry. It's one of the funniest things ever. Or one of the funniest
Not only
things
that,
I've
you'll
ever
get to
done.
see the idiotic comments that he's responding to on TikTok in that video for each one of those screenshots. It's going to be great.
We'll show you why he's making those faces. It's not that he just makes those faces. Because look at him now. He's smiling. He's a good guy, but like the faces are often in response to the comments he gets on TikTok.
Yeah,
yes, very much so.
Because when I first saw that video that Bryce put out, I was like, is that really what my profile page on TikTok looks like? No, Bryce took screenshots from different videos and put them in the grid that looks like my profile page. Like,
I don't know. It's pretty close.
Like it's like that final scene in The Dark Knight when Lucius is looking at 1,000,000 screens of Gotham City, but instead it's just your face, just your
Yes.
curmudgeon face across every single one.
And who wouldn't want to see that?
Like,
I mean,
again, we don't have enough time to list everybody.
Like, we're going to be able to tell because we're putting on a shower curtain. So like, we're not giving people an option. Like, okay, or you can get on a t-shirt. We're like, shower curtain.
It's like, do you want to make guests at your home uncomfortable whenever they use the restroom? We have the perfect shower curtain for you. No, funny story that goes with the shower curtain. It's better if you don't
I
share.
can just imagine that, like, a guest comes over to your house for the first time, and they, oh, where's your bathroom? They go use it, and they come out, and they're like,
Who's the grumpy dude?
what's with your shower curtain? Oh, that's this guy named Aaron Ninetoes. Hysterical.
Yeah.
And then like the couple that owns the house, they start being like, hey, fuck you, Andrew. Hey, fuck you, Andrew. And then it's gonna kick out.
Well, that's the shower curtain in their guest bathroom.
Oh,
is the
okay,
fuck you,
yeah.
Andrew kind. So yeah, they have both. Very supportive of the podcast, and we appreciate it. So on that note, we're going to be doing a similar draft to what we did last week. We're going to be drafting our favorite Star Wars characters this time around. And instead of having all of us draft, Bryce is just going to list his 300 favorite Star Wars characters.
Which is not even all
in order. And he hasn't written them down, and he has a 3-minute description of each one. So this is going to be a 17-hour podcast episode. So
one episode.
We're stocking up for the next. We're stocking up for the summer. So in case you wanted to focus on Star Wars this summer,
Star Wars Draft Part 309. Bryce's 281st to 300th ranked characters. But no, so Bryce was kind enough to let us share in the glory of Star Wars here. So it's going to be the same as last week. A snake draft, 5 rounds. We'll probably end up doing a 6th again with the reserve round. So the way a snake draft works, if you didn't listen last week, is it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in the second round, it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. So we flipped to make sure that it's fair. You can pick different versions of the same character, and no one can have 2 of the same.
Not in this one. No, Star Wars is just one
canon. So
Star Wars is linear with the one caveat that Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader are not the same person.
Yes.
See,
it's true.
I mean, even Vader says it.
It's not true.
It's very
true.
It is true.
All right, Anakin
Skywalker.
I just want to protest.
Anakin Skywalker was weak, and I killed him.
Yes,
nailed it.
Thank you, Bryce Earl Jones. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and pull up our thank you to our sponsor RT Slaywood for paying for this high-tech name generator that we were able to
nice.
take care of.
Knock.
Yeah, I tell you what, with a sponsor like RT, everybody gets their own color and everything. It's really exciting. So to go ahead and start us off, we're going to see who's drafting first overall in our Star Wars draft. Is it going to make it to Aaron? Is it going to make it to... Aaron is going first.
Aaron is first.
This basically guarantees my first pick.
Yeah. I think you have to take Obi-Wan Kenobi first overall just to fuck with Bryce. All right, second overall. Where are we going? Oh no, is that going to? Oh no, that's Bryce.
Oh.
At this point, I want 4th. I don't want 3rd. I want back to back. Oh, yeah, get there.
There you go.
I kind of like having the back-to-back one. It was nice.
All right, Pauly, and now we'll see whose turn is next. That joke played well last time, too.
Come on.
None of your jokes play well. Ever.
The long sigh. That was beautiful.
In 6 months, when I'm putting you in a home, just remember that one statement right there.
It'll determine the quality of said home. Like every time you get a fuck you, Andrew, it goes down 1 notch.
I've already looked up frugalist senior living centers in bumfuck Wyoming or wherever Aaron lives, and there's not a lot of great opportunities. But we'll save that for another episode. So, Aaron, you are up first, and do you want me just to write Harrison Ford as Han Solo, or do you want to talk about it?
Just write it because Han Solo is me. I am him.
Yeah, that was these first two picks were locked up the second your names appeared in those spots. I think there have been enough face swaps or whatever those are called where Aaron looks in there, and it is actually pretty convincing. As much as I hate to compliment Aaron, really
Yeah,
ever for
it
any
is.
reason
Because I'm a
whatsoever.
handsome son of a bitch, just like Harrison Ford.
I
No,
immediately
it's
regret
it's
it. The
because
moment
both
I
sides
say
of your face are completely different, like Harrison Ford. That's why.
it. Your face is so hideously unsymmetrical.
Have you guys ever
That was
seen?
better, Bryce. I like the way you
Have you
put
guys
that.
ever seen
The
that
eyes are
meme
your
where they
only
show like
saving
half his
grace.
face and then they show his other face, and like one side is always frowning, one side's always smiling? It's
Oh, I
amazing.
have seen that. Yeah,
It's so good.
that is good. And then there's the one where I don't know if you've seen this, but they draw a line down the middle of Tom Cruise's face, and his two front teeth are off center, so it goes through the middle of like his left tooth.
Yeah.
His teeth don't line up with the center. It's very strange, but yeah, in terms of symmetry like that. All right, well, do you want
That
to do the
was
same?
super interesting, Andrew. Thanks.
Oh my god, I cannot wait till all they give you is a top sheet to keep warm in that home I'm going to put you in. All right, Bryce, so you're up next.
Ahsoka Tano.
It is.
I actually knew you were gonna pick that character before you picked Obi-Wan.
Is the most interesting character in all of Star Wars. She's not a Jedi right now. She may return to the Jedi Order in this next one, since they said Jedi, but she is a Force wielder. And the greatest moment she has is in Rebels when she's fighting Vader for the first time and she realizes it's Anakin. She said she says that she will avenge Anakin, and Vader says, "Revenge is not the Jedi way." And then she goes, "I'm no Jedi." It's
So
amazing.
fucking
It
good.
gives me chills even just saying it to myself. Oh, okay. So please, Andrew, go ahead.
I just want to say I am out of my depth in the Star Wars draft here. This is not my strong suit. I thought DC was one of them, and I drafted a character from the X-Men, or tried to. So I'm just going to go with one that I'd be devastated if I didn't get, and that is going to be, I think, everyone's man crush in Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian.
It's a good one.
Din Djarin.
Nice.
There's not much more that needs to be said about
Okay.
Pedro Pascal. So, Pauly, you have 2 in a row.
All right. So first, I want to go with my favorite military personnel on the Starship Enterprise, Worf. I would like to do Worf, please. Write
I
down
pass the
Worf.
buck to Pauly. Pauly has the torch now. Thanks, Pauly. Thank you.
No, Chewbacca. Chewbacca is my first. Since I first
Got
saw
Han
it,
and Chewie
Chewie's
out of the
always
way
been my
right
favorite.
away.
Yeah, Chewie's always been my favorite.
No hard feelings now that Han and Chewie are both first-round draft picks. There isn't going to be that shade in the locker room when one of them sees he's a second-round pick and vice versa.
No,
So
once Paulie gets his beard back, I mean, we're kind of it works.
yeah, until he tries to trim up his sideburns again.
No,
I
he
will
told
only
me
go to
last
the barber
week
for
before the
that from now
episode
on.
that he was only going to let his barber do that from now on. So we're safe. And also, for anyone listening who does like Chewbacca and hasn't seen all the movies, please watch Solo. It's the meeting of Han Solo and Chewbacca, and it is amazing. Slowly watching them become the friends that they are, and then at the end, sitting pilot and co-pilot in the Millennium Falcon, just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was great. Are you done?
So ouch. So
Are you talking to me?
my second
Because
pick,
no.
mine will be the first Sith on the table here. Darth Maul will be my second pick.
Ah!
Bless you. Do you know that he didn't take out? I just saw this the other day, I think on TikTok. He didn't take out one of his ear piercings. They left it on
Yeah.
with the prosthetic. So canonically, Darth Maul has that piercing in
Exactly.
every recreation of Darth Maul. I thought that was really cool that they kept that consistent throughout all of the canon.
God, that hurts. That was my next pick.
Sorry, bud.
But I was just gonna say Maul. because that's my favorite
I have
version
him.
of him.
I have him as Maul in here, and that was if I was going to pick a version. He is, absolutely after the Phantom Menace.
After he
is my
decides that
favorite Maul.
he doesn't like the Sith or the Jedi or anything like that, and he's just trying to make his way in the universe with his metal legs.
Wow. There's a lot of routes to go here, and we might see a run on Darth's coming up here. So I'm just going to take Darth Vader now, so he isn't removed
smart.
off the board.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Man, can we do 10 rounds, please?
No.
I'm looking at this being like
36 rounds later.
I'm looking at this being like, but there's so many droids I'm gonna have to leave out. They're some of the most entertaining. So, like, why did I set my mind on Maul when I knew like there's somebody smart enough to choose him? Okay, so my second pick is going to be. I think we're gonna stick with the Darths actually, or the Sith. I'm gonna go with Asajj Ventress, Count Dooku's other Sith. She had one of the most amazing stories in the Clone Wars, going from his apprentice trying to kill Dooku again, to going back to being ousted, to becoming a bounty hunter, to Asajj Ventress is one of the most badass on there.
I never would have spelled that.
I know. I was watching you type it. I was like, "Whoa, he used 2 J's. All right."
Second one is silent. Aaron, you have two. You have 2 in a row here.
Oh God. So I'm with Andrew. I am not Star Wars
Aficionados like the other 2 are.
Aficionados like the other 2. But in keeping with dudes that are handsome like me, I'm going with Cobb Vanth from The Mandalorian, who was played by Timothy Olyphantastic.
Oh my God! Never talk about puns ever again. The disrespect to Timothy Olyphant, I'll tell you what, is upsetting.
That was a great episode of The Mandalorian, though. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I love that episode.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Well, he basically played his character from Justified in The Mandalorian.
Raylan,
it was a little bit,
which they're also remaking for a Detroit version of Justified coming up, which I'm very excited about.
And if I ever hear that Timothy Olyphantastic is going to be filming in Detroit, I'm coming to visit you guys because I need to meet him.
You know, the show it's filmed in Detroit.
God damn it!
What he just.
What were you confused about the part where we just said the thing?
I figured they just made buildings in LA look like Detroit.
It's like Wyoming, but there are more buildings.
Fuck you, Andrew.
That's actually a pretty good description. like everything like Ypsilanti and Lansing is just like, it's like death. It's like dead woods. It's so weird.
It is sad. All right, Aaron, you have another pick here. Maybe we should do 2 rounds of reserves for Star Wars.
Maybe.
We are cruising through.
My next pick, because I think we need some droids in here, I'm going with C-3PO.
God damn it.
Because I believe that if Andrew and I were droids, I would be C-3PO and he would be R2-D2.
Because I'd be...
That is actually really
accurate. I'd be cleaning up after you and you would be clueless at all times.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. At least we agree on that. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any argument as to the dynamic.
When I was little, the party store near me got some, I think it was for Phantom Menace. They got, or I don't remember what movie it corresponded with, but they had like the promo cooler for like Coke or Pepsi that was R2-D2 that you slid open, and you got the pop out and it was right up front.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was so like I would keep one of those in my house right now if I had it and just put like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, that's
There's a toaster. There's a microwave. There's all sorts of appliances that are R2D2 based. It's pretty.
there are
cool.
not a ton of Star Wars characters that I was like, I will be heartbroken if I don't get in. C3PO was on that short list of characters that I really wanted. So that one hurts. All right, Bryce, who are you going to pick now that I have no idea how to spell and I'm going to need to look up?
You're gonna have to give me just a second here. I've got quite a list I'm working off.
Are you on page 9 and you're trying to get back up to page 1?
Well, no, I've got 30 written down, so I'm like, so I'm just trying to. I mean, granted, a third of them are. I mean, most of them are droids. I feel like I would have chose like just characters. I could have just said just the rebels showed. Kanan Jarrus's real name is Caleb Doom, and it's a huge part of the story. Episode of the Bad Batch as a Padawan, watching his master get killed during the Order 66. He was like an okay Jedi, and him and Ezra Bridger were kind of learning together. It wasn't until Maul blinded him on the Sith planet that he really actually became the Jedi that he was and saved the rest of that crew in his sacrifice. So here's to you, buddy.
Shout out to that guy. Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is. So that one hurts less than C3PO, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to take a character that I don't know if someone else is going to take soon, but I don't want to leave him out there. Billy D. Williams is Lando Calrissian. Or just Lando Calrissian, but I couldn't leave him out there. Donald Glover he's
like the everything.
The moment they mentioned they were making Solo, I was like, if they don't pick Donald Glover, I'm not watching it because no one else can play him. Yeah, I was just like, there's no one else that can take over those shoes but Donald Glover.
I think the best part of his portrayal in that was when they were playing what's the game? It sounds like Sudoku, but it's
Jacques.
Anyways, they're playing that card game. Yeah. And he's like, so what's your name? He's like, Han. He's like, Han. He's like, no, I said Han. He's like, I like the way I said it better. and then you go to Empire Strikes Back and he's like, Han, and you're like, why is the only one who calls him that? I love that so much.
All right, Pauly, back.
Yes, geek.
I am going off of Rogue One. Chirrut Imwe. He is the blind force powerful man that just takes out a bunch of stormtroopers. And yeah, the moment I saw him,
I'm one with the force is with me. I'm one with
the force is one with me. Yep. Yeah, just he's fantastic. Like the moment I saw him on screen, I was like, "You're a fucking badass."
Yeah, the entire time I was waiting for a lightsaber to come out of his pocket, because he was such a badass.
Yeah. I feel like there's innuendo there, but I'm not going to ask.
And then I am going for my first Jedi, Mace Windu. It's Samuel Jackson. On a plane himself. Yep. So that will be my.
I still feel like he survived that fall.
Oh, he did, and they should definitely.
I still feel like it.
They should do a series. God damn it.
They should definitely do a series. That'd be awesome.
Is Mace Windu is Mace Windu actually Nick Fury? Are they the same person on the same timeline? We don't know.
No,
we don't know.
Andrew, Marvel is not in every universe like you're trying to shove Marvel into every fucking universe on these podcasts.
I'm gonna make sure there's no air conditioning in that room in the home that I'm putting you in.
No. I heard Andrew talking about earlier. He said it was Mace Windu actually. So,
but
did you just do the Green Acres song? That is not. What is happening? I'm quitting this podcast. Fucking out of here. All right,
next week on the Tri Squad.
I just have 36 tabs open of me horribly misspelling names of characters. Bryce and Pauly have drafted so far, so I need to get back to who I am. I'm going to take someone who's still on the board, and I don't know how She is still on the board. Princess Leia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Carrie Fisher.
Leia's solid.
There's not
Bryce
much
and I
else
just
to
wanted to
say.
give you guys a
One
chance
of
to
the
pick ones that you knew.
I feel like
Yeah.
Aaron and I are having one draft, and you
Mhm.
two are having a very different draft on levels we aren't even aware of. Like
Very
you guys
much
are
so.
having conversations, and Aaron and I are like, I'm gonna nod, but I have no idea who this person is, where they're
That's exactly what's going on too. And all the
Yeah.
Star Wars
Speaking of not knowing,
and all the Star
can
Wars
you put
nerds that are
Caleb Doom in
listening are going,
parentheses
"How
over
do you
here?
not know who that is?"
put what?
Can you put Caleb Doom in parentheses next to Kanan Jarrus, please, so everyone actually knows?
I think most people are probably going to be like me and Aaron, if we're being honest.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, so it's like Prince and the artist formerly known as Prince?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So he's a symbol.
A symbol for the Rebel Alliance, maybe? Or the beginning of the Rebel Alliance?
I like
I
it.
love how Andrew has to. I love how Andrew has to Google how to spell all this correctly.
These spellings are like 17% matched to what the names actually look like. All right, Bryce, hit me with another doozy here.
Well,
Who's next?
I find it a little weird that no one has picked this one yet, but I'm going to go with Anakin Skywalker. Without him, there is no Star Wars. There is no Darth Vader. There
That's
is
George
no
Lucas.
war. There is
George
no
Lucas is
fight
the
for
reason that
Force,
there's
So
any of this.
Anakin Skywalker, especially.
This is true.
Did you guys? I mean, look who I'm asking here based on the draft as we just discussed. There's a video on TikTok where there are clips of when they announced that they were doing the Obi-Wan show, and you can see Hayden Christensen's face and like the applause that he get. No, and like they're at like Comic-Con or somewhere, but like you can see on his face, he's getting this like huge standing ovation, and everyone's freaking out, and you can see like not that he never got it before, but it just seemed like he genuinely appreciated it at such a profound level that was, you think about like him, you hear about Jake Lloyd, how they Star Wars fans tormented that kid into never wanting to act again. Like Star
Oh yeah.
Star Wars fans are not the nicest nor politest
No.
group of people if they don't care
And
for
Hayden
a
got
given,
so much
a
hate.
given actor's
Hayden got
performance. Yeah.
so much hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that Hayden made it through the way he did is pretty impressive. And then if you saw the last Star Wars thing over on May 3rd, when they had him out and everyone was just going nuts cheering for him, you could see that he was like, it took 20 some odd years, but oh my God, like I'm appreciated. And he was like, he was really choked up. It was really sweet.
My turn.
Two in a row.
Okay,
Say, Aaron.
I'm gonna go with my. I'm going with my crush, Padme Amidala.
I can spell that one.
Natalie Portman is and always will be one of my biggest crushes in Hollywood.
It's
and
her.
then
It's her and Rodney Dangerfield, right? Are your top two?
Fuck you, Andrew.
Even on the podcast, I get no respect. That's 4, by the way, on the tally.
And then my next pick, and you know what? This is absolutely like, yeah, of course people are gonna, but I was not a huge Luke Skywalker fan until the last episode of this in the second season of The Mandalorian, when because he wasn't really shit until, but then he walked in there and all those droids he just crushed with the Force. He was a badass then, with the black glove coming in there with the hood draped over his face. That's where I'm going to take Luke Skywalker. That Luke Skywalker, not the
and
Luke
also, if you
Skywalker from
read
the.
any of the
Well,
books,
canonically, you're
between,
taking all
Return of the
Luke
Jedi
Skywalker.
and what you're talking about when he started the Jedi Order and everything like that. He has become like the most powerful Jedi ever. Like, we just don't see it in like those first 3 movies, or even just that scene is the only scene where we actually see him doing what he's actually capable of these days. So,
have you guys seen? There's a clip where I think Kristen Bell is guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel's show, and Adam Scott, who plays Ben Wyatt on Parks and Rec, or he's the brother, in Step Brothers. He is the guest, and he like wrote Mark Hamill a letter for like his 8th birthday and wanted to invite him to his birthday, and obviously he didn't respond because it was like in the midst of Star Wars and everything. Mark Hamill shows up to the show with a like authentic lightsaber, as authentic as they can make them, like the high scale ones. Adam Scott, who is a grown man who's been in Hollywood for a couple decades, is like in tears, visibly like so taken aback and so like freaked out in the best, like most genuine, endearing way. And like that 2 minutes between the two of them. But like, I think he was that for so many people. Like he was Luke Skywalker. He is Luke Skywalker.
It was funny seeing Adam Scott as uncomfortable. He didn't know whether to shake his hand or hug him or like bow to him or
he thought it
bow
was,
to him.
He was walking towards him and he looks at Kristen Bell and he's like, he kept being like, "You're joking. This can't be. This can't be like."
Just amazing.
Shaking.
It's basically it would basically be Bryce if Mark Hamill presented him with a lightsaber.
Yeah. I'd be like, where's Rosario Dawson?
You're like, that's cool, but where's Asajj?
Where's Ewan McGregor?
And then you'd be like, where's Kanan Jarrus? And they'd be like, who? And you'd be like, Caleb Doom. And they'd be like,
I'd be like, where's
you want the fucking lightsaber or not?
I'd be like, where's Harry Prince Jr.?
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Freddie Prinze Jr., yeah. He's the one who voiced Kanan Jarrus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna have 2 supplemental rounds, right? Is that what's going on?
Okay. Yeah, we've cruised through this, so yeah, we'll do 2. So we'll put a dent in that list of 60 names you have there.
Okay. So I've already got Anakin, Asajj. I've got all Jedi and Sith there. Okay. So I'm gonna pick somebody that's not oh wow, yeah. I'm gonna go with Bo-Katan, the sister.
Nice.
The sister of Satine Katan, who was the ruler of Mandalore when they were a peaceful society, and they were trying to fight the Death Squad, who was trying to corrupt the area and eventually worked for Maul and all that stuff. So Bo-Katan is badass. And also, if you haven't seen like that one, I made a video about it, where she's doing the podcast after she did the version of Bo-Katan. I forget her name now, the actress, but she's like, yeah, like 70-80% are like happy about it, and like 10% are really pissed off about it, and 5% just like were so angry about it, and the other 3% wanted me to sit on their face. So I was like, that's the greatest Star Wars interview I've ever heard.
End quote.
End quote. Yeah.
Oh man, well that's going to be a tough act to follow. I am going to take. Well, let's stop. I'm just going to stop fucking around, and I'm going to take R2D2.
Yeah, if I have C-3PO, you need to be R2D2. That's just.
I was actually waiting.
Yeah, we'll clean up. We'll clean up the board here.
And Bo-Katan was Katie Sackhoff. She was also great in Stargate SG-1.
That's where I recognize
she's in so many sci-fi things.
Oh, she was also
Battlestar.
What?
No, Battlestar. Yep.
There's the show on Netflix that's filmed like right around Aaron's house. That's actually really good.
Oh yeah, it's
what is it called? It's so good. Longmire. I love Longmire. Longmire's very good. She's like his deputy.
Yep.
In that.
She's a great actress. She really is.
She plays a strong character well. That's what she does.
All right, Pauly. Your last draft pick was Mace Windu. So who do you want to add to your team next?
To finish up my 5, I'm going to go with another Jedi, Kit Fisto. He, for those that don't know, he was the one that knocked over C-3PO when his head was on one of the droid army, and like made it so he couldn't be fighting accidentally against all the Jedi. Like he had, like he's an Atolian, but he's got like the green dread looking things. Just a badass Jedi. Like I always liked him. When I saw him when that first came out,
and I would like to give him a shout out because I think it was
cool seeing all these Jedis
that he got ousted by Palpatine the way he did. That was BS.
Yeah. No, that was infuriating. Mm-hmm.
All right, Pauly, you're still up.
So we're doing
We're
two
going
rounds, right?
two more rounds.
Okay. Well, every group needs a musician. So I'm going with Max Rebo. He is the leader of the Jizz Whalers,
Oh
the
my
band
God!
Why
It's
does
a
it why
family
do all your
podcast
characters
here.
sound like they're from a porno? Kit Fisto.
Chirrut Emwe.
What is this person's name? That's a jizz fister or whatever.
Max Maxrebo. So the Jizz Whalers, Jizz.
Stop
He is the
saying
blue
it. We
elephant.
get it.
So the Jizz Whalers are a band. He's the blue elephant looking dude that's in the band with the piano. He's the leader of the band.
Oh no!
Jizz Whalers merch coming to the Quad Squad Pod merch store very
Yeah.
soon.
And they will be with us at Wembley. Is they're opening for us, the Jizz
Yes.
Whalers.
I'm with this idea. I have no complaints, no arguments.
Seriously.
I had to draft my last pick after Bryce gives us the quote about the actress talking about how some of the people wanted her to sit on their face, and I got to follow up the Jizz Whalers this time around. I would just like to make a family-friendly draft pick here for once. I'm going to take a character that had both my kids and I laughing hysterically when we saw him in the movie. Oh, do I want to take him or
don't
this is tough.
Don't you dare.
Don't do it.
I know where you're going with this.
Don't you fucking do it.
Fucking do it.
Okay, so I'll tell you who I was going to take here that I'm not going to take. I'm going to take a man whose acting ability is only preceded by his handsomeness. I'm going to take Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron.
Okay. I could have sworn you were going to say Jar Jar Binks.
No. I was going to say Babu. I was going to say Babu Frick. When we watched the movie and
Babu is pretty funny.
With Babu Frick, we all just laughed about Babu Frick for days and days.
Now with the baby. Okay, so we got two of these. I feel like I could pick another Jedi or another Sith, but I'm gonna mix it up a little bit and go with the absolute best droid of them all, and that's Chopper. Chopper is part of Phoenix Squadron, which is in Rebels, and he unalives more people than anybody. He is a murderous psychopath, and he's hysterical, and he often makes his own decisions and does things. And without him, the Rebel Alliance isn't what it is. So Chopper is the one.
Do you know his number?
Is that the same type?
No, he's just called Chopper. He doesn't have a number.
He's just Chopper.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Is that the same type of droid that was in the Mandalorian that they tamed down?
No. He's kind of like an R2 unit, but they're not called R2 units. I think they're called what kind of units are those?
That's his unit name that's listed on
C1T10.
I don't think they've ever actually said that in the Rebels. Can't be sure.
It said he's part of the C1 series.
C1 series, that makes sense. Yeah. Which primarily are Imperial droids, and he was reprogrammed by Harrison Dula. So Harrison Dula being the captain.
Your last two.
Okay, I got my last two. I'm going to go with Grogu because I'm looking towards the future, and that Grogu's going to be strong.
That's a way to invest in your team's long-term future. I like that.
Yes.
Pick there. That's a good pick.
And then, oh, God damn it. And then, of course, I don't know how nobody picked them in their top 5, including me, but I got to go with Qui-Gon Jinn.
And I love how he just took the council suggestions and was like, "Nah, I'm going to do this instead." Thanks, though.
But
there's some great stories in Canada.
A story could be told that it was either him or Obi-Wan's fault that Anakin Skywalker ever even became a Jedi and turned into Darth Vader.
Yeah, I mean, it was really both their faults when it comes down to it, But real quick on the note of Qui-Gon, and we've picked Maul and stuff like that. In the fight where Darth Maul kills Qui-Gon Jinn. You know the move, he hits his lightsaber and then stabs him through. If you watch Rebels and the final battle that Maul is obsessed with finding Obi-Wan Kenobi during Rebels. That's like his part in that series. And he finally finds him, and they're 20 some odd years past when all that happened. And Obi-Wan Kenobi does his usual that he does, and then he switches to Qui-Gon's stance, and you see like Darth Maul's eyes light up, and he's like, "Oh, I've got him. This is exactly what Qui-Gon did." And then Obi-Wan just kills him because he suckered him into thinking that he had his upper hand, and that's the end of Maul. Yeah, it was funny too because like everyone expected like that to be like one of the greatest lightsaber battles ever. It was literally like 2.5 seconds.
It was basically Indiana Jones just pulling his gun out and shooting him.
The same move.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Fuck you, Andrew, for even bringing up that movie.
Last Crusade.
That's 5.
There's a reason it was the Last
5.
Crusade.
All right, Bryce.
Well,
testing my spelling once again.
I don't think it's going to be too hard because I think this is I mean, I could go off the rails and pick something weird, but Obi-Wan Kenobi.
There you go. It's about time.
Yeah,
I was gonna let you have him. I figured you were gonna take him.
I was just expecting it.
No, I mean I have other options.
That wasn't being questioned. We know that you have.
Like I almost picked K2SO from Rogue One, who I thought was an incredible droid character,
good.
you know. So
that one doesn't mean as much to me.
That was actually Alan Tudyk too, who does
Okay.
So what do you say, Andrew?
So this pick is equal parts. I'm going to explain what I find fascinating. Equal parts. I know it's going to upset both you and Pauly and all diehard Star Wars fans. The theory that Jar Jar Binks is a secret Sith Lord is some of the most entertaining shit you can find on the internet. I don't care what you say.
It's pretty funny.
Phenomenal. I'm taking Jar Jar Binks. He's a low floor, high potential ceiling character because eventually he will become a Sith Lord. He already infiltrated
the Republic.
There's no way. He goes out of his way on so many occasions and does so many clumsy. Like there's no way you're that clumsy all of the time. Yeah. I've seen some slow-mo footage of some crazy shit he's doing in the corner of frames. It's real. I don't care. This might be my Alex Jones InfoWars moment. I don't care. Jar Jar Binks is a secret Sith Lord. That's my pick.
Andrew, I'm actually going to back you up on this a little bit because if you watch the Clone Wars, there are so many times that Jar Jar just shits the freaking bed. And it ends up working out a lot of the times, but not in the way it was supposed to. And you see some of the mistakes he makes.
He wants you to see him mess up and make these foolish errors, but he's still there. Nothing is ever fatal. He always ends up fine in the end.
Have you ever seen the images of him as Darth Jar Jar?
I just saw a couple of them as I was pulling up the.
They are terrifying.
God damn it!
Like one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life.
It's just if there's a 3% chance that theory plays out and is actually what's going on behind the scenes, it's worth taking it at that spot. So, yeah. Pauly,
look at Aaron's
now I almost want him to turn into a Sith Lord.
Well, he would just be patient.
See it happen. So that's
the next Disney Plus series.
I've always wanted Bryce to have one of his TikTok names be based on this character, and I don't think I ever got it. But you need a general for your team, and you need a good battle planner. Admiral Ackbar. It's a trap himself. And Admiral Ackbar would be perfect.
I know. I did have an Admiral Ackbar at one point.
Did you have that one? Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I mentioned it when you were first asking for all those, but Admiral Ackbar.
I feel like it was because you said it that I eventually did it. Like I eventually came up with it, but around just like making it count after count.
No, you just made it just to appease me.
You were
No, they want like age verification. All this, you gotta like go away
Those
from there,
21
email
accounts
me
that you
back, and
cannot get
it's
into
full of
anymore.
shit, and like,
Yeah.
I tried to log into Qui-Gon Jinn today, and they said it's been inactive for so long that I had to go to this like different website of theirs and phone number and this and that, and they're so I don't know. I might have it back now. Who knows?
Oh,
Oh, gotcha.
It's all just nonsense.
Oh,
So
well, there
that's
we
the
are.
list.
There's our
and there
list.
we are. There's the list,
And now we
folks. And
fight.
once again, we will put this up, I think, on Spotify. We will have a poll on whose list you think.
Spotify has a poll, and then on YouTube, feel free to throw your vote in the comment section. I think it's almost like you should vote for Aaron versus me, and then Bryce versus Pauly, because we're almost drafting two different lists comparatively here. But
If you don't vote for the Jizz Whalers, I don't know what you're doing.
They're just gonna be looking
we're
for
gonna get
keywords.
this episode banned from YouTube.
Kit Fisto and the Jizz Whalers. That's a
Yeah, dude, that was supposed to be a secret.
That's the name of Bryce's new band. You just spoiled it. Their self-titled
I was going to California
debut,
with them.
their self-titled
Or
debut
Kit
album.
Fisto's
Kit
Jizz
Fisto
Whalers?
and
I think I like that
Jizz
better.
Whalers.
Yeah, because it's his Jizz Whaler.
There we go.
Either
And
way,
we
it
will-
makes me uncomfortable.
And once again, on the Quad Squad Pod TikTok page, we will put this up as a poll to vote for your favorites. So
Yeah, a couple days after it airs, we'll put it up for a poll.
Beautiful. So before we go, obviously want to mention our lovely sponsor who we have to thank for all that tech you saw at the beginning of the episode and that colorful wheel with our names that we clicked to spin. We're only able to do that thanks to him. So thanks again to RT. The name of the novel is The Ballad of Bonaduke. RT Slaywood is the author. He is shooting up the ranks on Kindle Vella, where that can be exclusively found. Go take a look. It not only benefits you because you get to read a really awesome, engaging story, but it benefits him. We sincerely appreciate it. We sincerely appreciate him.
And the more he gets, the sooner we get to go on our cruise. So if you could
that
just
is true.
boost that up,
We're
that's
planning
our
on
bonus.
doing a Quad Squad Pod sponsored cruise, and we have to meet certain thresholds with the novel once we reach these tiered setups. He's going to rent out the Carnival Cruise Line. And then you can actually buy your tickets through the merch store. So Pauly will include that when we're ready.
Yep.
But we're super excited.
Fantastic.
It's supposed to go from I think from Connecticut all the way up to Maine, and that's it. But it's going to be a great trip.
But it's going to be great.
Super
So
excited.
excited.
A lot of lobster
One meal.
out there.
There's only one meal.
Lot of lobster. Beautiful. Before I keep doing that terrible Boston accent, does anybody else have anything they want to say before Aaron tells me to fuck off?
Yeah, Admiral Thrawn. I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, or the draft is done, Bryce. The draft is done.
My last pick was like I felt like I had to take Obi-Wan, and I also love Obi-Wan, but like between Thrawn, Zeb, Sabine Wren, Count Dooku, I was
Five,
Obi-Wan
six,
Kenobi was like the
seven,
safe
8.
pick.
I feel like
I'm not done talking.
I feel like Bryce and Pauly could have had a conversation just between the two of them before this draft, and they were like, "How many fake names can we include before Andrew and Aaron will find out?"
They absolutely could have.
But I did look them all up, and everybody that I egregiously misspelled into Google is actually a Star Wars character. So we're
Yeah,
good
like
there.
I didn't know the piano player's name was Max Rebo. When he said that, I was like, don't make a face like you don't know what that is.
I had to get you with one, and I figured that would be it.
Yeah, he threw me off. It was great.
Deep cuts. We like that. All right, well, I think that'll conclude the episode here. So, Aaron, I think you know what needs to be said here.
You know what time it is, folks. Thank you for listening, and fuck you, Andrew. Count us out, Bryce.
5, 6, 7, 8.